Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the Bit Squad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Every single day, we come to you live at 11:41 or 11:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Wednesday, September the 22nd. It is a blistering 77 degrees in the BitBoy Crypto studio. It's getting hot in here. I guess the crypto markets got it feeling a certain kind of way. Having some technical difficulties this morning. You guys know we had some technical difficulties at the end of Around the Blockchain yesterday. So we're still trying to get those straightened out. Yeah, I'm alive. That's right. I was gone yesterday. But today I'm back. And you know what? What a coincidence. The markets may be coming alive as well. As Bitcoin just went above $43,000 here just a few moments ago. We did have a huge drop yesterday where the price dropped to 39,500. Now it dropped from 40,500 to 39,500 in a span of 10 minutes. That was bait to see if anybody would take it lower than that, and nobody did. So it is what it is. Yesterday was September 21st in the year 2021 in the 21st century. A lot of 21s. A lot of 21s.
It is a lot of 21s.
Yeah. So how was the show yesterday?
I was solid. DZ and I had a good time. Went well. Tommy Louddeal said, "Welcome back." TJ and DZ were great as always, but you were missed. And I'd say that's a pretty accurate depiction. It was fun. We had a good time. Different change of pace, but you were missed.
Yeah. Somebody says, has Ben getting jacked? Said, who are you, Brad Pitt, with that shirt? I don't even know what that means, but
I don't either.
maybe Brad Pitt stains. Maybe I might have some sweat under there.
They were looking for a more entertaining shirt. I will say that. I think you pigeonholed yourself into never wearing a basic shirt again.
Yeah, but you know the thing is like we have to. It's kind of like the market, right? Why do we say it's a healthy correction? Well, we say it's a healthy correction because you kind of need that breather. You need that breather. Today, you need the denim shirt. You need the black denim. You need a breather today. So tomorrow we can come in, wear something absolutely ridiculous and look like Guy Fieri.
There you
go. Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Hey, you
and
figured
Bitcoin
it out.
dumps. We added and dumps to the thing. They said Brad has nothing on Ben. I don't care if he has anything on or not. Guys, coming in 1.27 million subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to everybody watching on Theta, Twitch, TikTok, all the T's. You guys, thank you. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, 555,000 followers. Of course, we have our meetup in Nashville this weekend. We'll be heading to Nashville on Friday night.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's right. You guys make sure if you're coming to the meetup, don't forget to hit the Eventbrite. That way we can have a head count on how many people are coming. And don't forget, we have merch, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but we do have some merch. Be on the lookout. We're going to try to get more merch in here soon. We got this cool little market cap. We got some BitBoy Crypto stuff, Around the Blockchain shirts, some polos. Some pretty cool stuff.
If you keep going, too, there's some Ethereum, like a HODL Ethereum shirt and some of that kind of stuff.
Like this one says Ethereum, like the Netflix logo. We got the Bitcoin. I like this one. I wear that one. What do you think about his figure?
You mean, did they maybe take a head and throw it on a body?
I think they did. I mean, the way, I don't know what I feel about this figure from this guy right here. I don't know. He looks very strange.
It does. It doesn't look like that head belongs on that body for sure.
No, absolutely not. Here's the HODL Ethereum shirt, so you guys can check that stuff out. All right, let's get going with the markets here. We got a lot to cover. They said Snoop Dogg has $17 million in NFTs.
Wow.
What is Snoop Dogg's net worth, I wonder? Let's see what it says. It says my net worth is 1.5 million, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. Snoop Dogg net worth 150 million. So that's a lot for him to have in there. He's also 6'3", so as tall as Justin Williams and DZ. So how about that? Okay, let's check out what's going on here. We're back above $1.9 trillion. We are 24-hour volume. It just ticked up quite a bit, $130 billion. Bitcoin dominance up again, 42.3%. ETH dominance down 18.4%. And for 35 Paraguays, you don't want to move to Market Watch here. For 35 Paraguays, you guys can send an ETH transaction. Look at this. Bitcoin at $43,000. after dipping to 39.5. I mean, that's a $3,500 come up. That is a pretty nice on the short-term gains. Ethereum still struggling to get above 3,000. We're very close though. Cardano with a nice little bounce back today. It's actually in the green, $2.17. Binance coin getting crushed, man. This the Binance coin reminds me of May, because it was down in the 300s.
Of what?
Binance coin
It reminds you of what?
back in May.
Oh, back in May. Gotcha.
Back in May when the price dropped, or May and June when it dropped so much, because once again we got so close to we got above $500, and then before you know it, we're now back down to 368 for Binance coin.
So do you think they're going to be able to combat all this regulatory pressure they've been getting, or do you think it's
Binance?
It's going to be a tough battle for them?
Binance, it's going to be a tough battle for them. I don't think there's any question about that. I think they'll probably they're almost too big to fail, I think. So I think they'll be fine eventually, but we are going to see Binance hurt and Coinbase and FTX get the benefits of that, in my opinion. So somebody's singing Jason Derulo. That's pretty cool.
How do you know they're singing?
Well, they put a music note.
Oh,
that's why. Solana down at 140. It dropped all the way down to 122 last night. Polkadot $30, up 5%. AVAX up. Let's check out the. And something I do want to point out here. I talked to you guys about how Andreessen Horowitz was invested in Avalanche, and this is a new institutional target. Well, check this out. Everything's been crushed this week. Avalanche is still up 25%. And not only that, but even with everything crushed, it still managed to move up to number 11. I mean, this thing's a sure shot to get in the top 10 here pretty soon. So that is one thing I would look at. So biggest gainers of the day. Axie Infinity up 11.5%. Arweave up again. Phantom having a good day. Algorand having a good day. Polkadot, IOTA, Terra, XRP, and HBAR all having decently good days. Most of it in about the 2 to 4% range for good pumps today. Vaulton 0203 says too big to fail. Binance, look at Evergrande, too big to fail. Yeah, Evergrande is too big to fail. That's why China just bailed them out.
Yeah, we're going to cover that.
We're going to cover that.
Just a few minutes.
And by the way, I told you this since the news dropped. And everybody's like, oh, no, you don't understand what's going on. Yeah, there are very few people that really do understand what's going on in this world economy, and I'm one of them. So the fact is, I told you China was going to bail them out. That was part of the plan. It's the takeover of Evergrande by the Chinese government, by the CCP. It is too big to fail. China also has their, their big yearly meeting coming up soon in November, where they'll map out, what they're going to be doing over the next year. And one thing about those meetings, everything in the economy has to be in order as they move into that. So there's a very obvious transition. That's how I knew it wasn't going to last very long. And sure enough, here it is. I don't know how much more y'all want from me. Like how much more do y'all want from me on this Evergrande thing? I've told you over and over again what's happening. And then when it happens exactly like I said it would, where's the credit? Where's my credit?
They
Sound
want
like
it
Jeff
all.
Cred on TikTok.
They want everything you have.
They do. They want everything I have. So, okay. All right. So, they said nobody bailed them out. Yeah, we're going to look at that whole story, you idiot. Yeah, they did. China did bail them out. So, I get so tired of people that just spew just idiotic stuff because they're not well read or studied on what's going on right now. It's pretty idiotic. So, all right, let's move on to Q&A.
All right. We'll go ahead and start. Guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Q&A. In a bear market, is shorting coins the only way to make money, really? Obviously, we'll still be a zigzagging in the market, but essentially to make money, buying coins and sitting on them won't do that? Question mark?
Yeah, so shorting coins is not the only way. I mean, depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to make gains on a red day or a red month, then yeah, shorting is going to be the only way you're going to do it. However, if you're looking for long-term gains, then accumulation is. You move to the next section. Mm-hmm. We got to keep it rolling today because I got going to be on with Brian Rose at 1:00 today, so nice. I'll be done before that. But the point here is, if you're going to accumulate over the bear market, that's going to be the best way to make money. So you have to pretty much in crypto, you have to give up the temporary gains in the bear market, and that's when you have to start seeing things long term. So,
Livid Music What ratio do you recommend for crypto to stable coins in the portfolio for buying the dip and or hedging?
What ratio do I recommend for stable coins in the portfolio? I think that I mean 100%. I mean, I know that sounds crazy. We're not going to do 100%. We're going to sell 80% of our crypto when we get to what we feel like is the top.
I think he's talking about just in general, and I think it's kind of a case by case.
Oh yeah, so he's not talking about the bear market.
No, he's talking about just generally. If you've got a portfolio, do you keep 5 or 10% in stable coins for buying the dip, or do you keep 20 or 30?
Yeah.
And that probably ranges depending on your strategy and what you're trying to do. Like I
mean, we keep less than 5%.
Yeah, we keep a very small percentage, and it's mostly just for operating funds and things like that. But
if things were to, if we felt like a big drop was coming and we, capitulated some for a short-term drop, then it might go up. Like I did back in May, at the end of May, we had done that. Mm-hmm. And we had like about $2 million sitting to the side, and then we used that $2 million to buy more Bitcoin and buy other coins.
Right. And there are some people in the office here who do sit on maybe 20 or 30% in Tether to be able to move on these dips and some of that kind of stuff. So, but what you do in the bear market is a little bit different. And we've got another question from Alf0117 on Twitch. At what point will you begin selling ETH to prep for the bear market?
When the top is in, and we feel like the top is in. We feel like it's going to $10,000 to $12,000. So, I mean, anywhere between 8 and 10, we'll definitely start considering it. Pulling out a certain percentage every day, every month, every week, so somewhere around there. But we're not anticipating bear market at this point. We think we're still well under 50% of the way to the top, not time wise, but dollar wise. So when we get to the top, that's when we'll start selling.
James M with the super chat on YouTube. Will most coins rise together, or will they rise or fall individually?
Well, when it comes to the rise, we will have like kind of a bar, right? So if you look here, for instance, at the top gainers of the day, you see we got one that's up 11.5%, one that's up 10%. And then we got this big range that's in between like 2 and 4%. Now, today's not an overall green day, but just for an example, you got tons that are in this 2 to 4% range. That's generally what we'll see, is there will be a floor. Like most coins on that day will be up like 7 or 8%. But then cyclically, you'll have groups of coins, whether it's exchange coins or layer one projects or, privacy coins, whatever it might be, NFT projects, DeFi projects, where they will actually kind of move together. We see that a lot, where one day, like one little niche will be up like 25 to 30%, all of them. And then other ones, the floor will be like 8% for, the general movers. So to answer your question, it's both. Like they rise individually, they rise in groups, and overall, pretty much the entire market will be lifted up when we start hitting those numbers. Why? I'm so confused on why people are like pushing back against China bailing out Evergrande. It happened. We're going to look at, they give them $9 billion. I can't understand the logic of some people. I feel like firing off at the hip right now.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I know.
Crypto Chung 007. Are you still bullish on AMP?
I'm like bullish on AMP. Yeah, well, I love AMP. AMP's going to be a gigantic project. It will spend some time in the top 10 at some point. So yeah, the answer to that question is yes, I'm very bullish on AMP.
Real quick, similar question from Momo. Thoughts on Wanchain? Been asking for a while.
Well, we got a video on Wanchain coming this weekend. So you can, on Friday, I think it's going to be. So you guys can wait and check out my thoughts on Wanchain. We love Wanchain. It's an old project, interoperable project. Trying to work with, it works with XRP. Is one of the projects that its DeFi is going to work with. So pretty cool stuff.
And we run a Wanchain node.
Yeah, we do. Is that up now?
I believe it's been up.
Oh, really?
As far as I know. Somebody, Scott King on YouTube. Thoughts on Big Brother finale? A little off the wall.
It's tonight.
Oh,
right?
It's tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tonight. I never like it when you have one alliance that runs all the way through the house, and this was by far the strongest alliance. They had a very diabolical plan to take out the rest of their their friends or their partners, and it was real smart. Now we're seeing kind of true colors from people coming out. I would say I don't know who the final three are yet. I don't know if that's been decided. We know who the final four are. But if you were to ask me on who I think is going to win, I mean, Xavier is very clearly going to win at this point. And that's the thing about having an alliance. When you have an alliance and there's a really strong player in that alliance, you just hand that person the keys. And they should have voted him out a long time ago when they had the opportunity, especially last week. He should have been voted out. You handed him the game. So this season has been very – I don't like him when an alliance runs over the house because it's so boring, especially when you even have other people outside the alliance that are continue voting out, other people other than the large alliance. So it felt like there were about 10 different times this season where we could have had a lot of drama and a lot of conflict, and none of those opportunities ever materialized. So in my opinion, it's one of the 3 or 4 worst seasons, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting rid of
I like Tiffany. I would have liked Tiffany to win. She got
when you should have the Steeler 426 says Falcons should have sold the top on Matty Ice.
Yeah.
Bearish on him, and I would agree with that.
You put him on another team, still has a chance to win a Super Bowl. On the Falcons, that's over, I think. So if you were to put him on the Rams instead of Matt Stafford, they would be very competitive and have a great chance to win the Super Bowl. He has 0 offensive line. And I think it's just one of these things where you just have to turn the page. Yep. I love Matt Ryan. I wish he could win their Super Bowl.
All right. Well, let's do some charts.
13.5 thousand viewers, 2,300 likes. I know we can get that up to at least 7,000 today. People are saying Rand is taking shots at me today. What's going on with that? Y'all drop me and let me know what he's saying. I hear he says good things about me. So that's what my guy at the gym says. My guy Mark at the gym says he's only saying positive things about me. I've never said anything bad about Rand.
And generally, when people are saying taking shots, he's probably very calmly saying he may disagree with certain.
They said George was taking shots at me. They said Elio was taking shots at me. They said Carl was taking shots at me. They said Benjamin Cowan was taking shots at me. But we have him on the show and we talk to me. Understand, like, it's okay to disagree with people. It's okay. I don't like if people attack my character. That's where I draw the line with people, and I'll be done with people if you attack my character. But you attack my ideas and my thoughts and my opinions, have at it. Spend all day. I'm going to attack yours too.
All right, let's do some charts.
Yeah. They said he always says, go up a little bit. Don't tell on the basement. Don't tell BitBoy he's sleeping. And he just always says, don't tell BitBoy. Okay, that's pretty funny. I think that's funny. That's good. I like it. Okay. Moving on to charts here. Now, look, we've had some very significant movement on this chart in the last couple of days. Let me remove all the stuff that's on here right now. I actually want to do something we don't usually do, which is go to the 8-hour chart. Let's see. We'll go a little smaller. We'll start with the start. Oh, this is really strong. Okay, so we're going down as low as the 1-hour chart here. Okay, so we're going to go as low as the 1-hour chart. Now, you guys know when we look at the bottom part here of Market Cipher, okay? The bottom part down here, this is called Market Cipher B. This is an oscillator. It judges different things, but it doesn't actually chart the price, the individual price of Bitcoin. Okay, can they see the whole thing? Let me move it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so what you're looking at here is Market Cipher B. This, like I said, it's an oscillator. It isn't necessarily a price chart. So we look at this and we determine what we're going to do. Now, these blue parts down here are called momentum waves. You have momentum waves to the downside. You have momentum waves to the upside. These judge the strength of the direction Bitcoin is going in. You also have the money flow, which is the amount of positive or negative money that's flowing into the market, and that's mapped out by the green here that turned red over here. Now, this is the 1-hour chart for Bitcoin. We're not going to go lower than this, but you have green dots on these momentum waves, okay? You look, here's a green dot. You have one here. There was a red one next to that one. You have a green one there. You have a green one there. But we have these large green dots that appear at the very bottom of the chart. And these are the most bullish things on Market Cipher. 1 hour made me close a short for a $200,000 loss coming from CryptoFace. So he actually just closed a short based on the 1-hour chart. So here it is. So that's pretty good. Now, also, if you guys do want to check out Market Cipher, by the way, or you want to leverage trade, you guys can go to bitboycrypto.com/deals. You can scroll. We've got a deal with Bybit right now. I have a deal with Femex right now. And of course, if you want to get access to Market Cipher, it's an incredibly powerful indicator. It's the only one that we really use on the channel. But the point here is I want to show is on this 1-hour chart now, we have these large green dots that have appeared on the bottom. Now, because it's the 1 hour chart, they're not extremely bullish because it's a low time frame. But check this out. We go to the 2 hour. Looky there. Green dots. We go to the 3 hour. Looky there. Green dots. We go to the 4 hour chart. Looky there. Green dot. We go to the 6 hour chart. Looky there. Now, I will say this. Once you start getting to the 4 hour chart and above, when you see clusters of large green dots, that's usually extremely bullish. I mean, we got to go back a long time to find some clusters. Let's see here. So we had some clusters right here. This is a great example here. You look at this cluster of 2, and you look at that was the bottom right there. Now, obviously, here we had a large cluster, but that was negated by these yellow X's, which mean manipulation. So that's not exactly a great indicator. But look here. Okay, here's a cluster of 2. So when you start seeing these clusters, they're really, really, really bullish generally, okay? Now, that's on the 4 hour chart. Well, check the 6 hour chart. Cluster. Boom. Now let's go to the 8 hour chart. Cluster. Well, not a cluster. On the 8 hour, we now have a green dot. That's extremely bullish. On the daily chart, we do not have one, but it's a little bit harder to reach this on the daily chart. Let's check out. I want to check out the 12 hour. 12 hour chart. We just missed one. Now, this is really bullish, though, because here on the 12 hour chart, we have a small green dot on the momentum wave. It takes a lot to get a large green dot on the 12 hour chart. But this is the lowest one that we've seen. And you can kind of see, if you were to draw a line here, you can kind of see a line straight down through those, which means it keeps bouncing off this line and going back up. So that would be pretty interesting if you could apply that logic there. But the thing that I'm seeing right now across the board for Bitcoin is really, really, really bullish. But if you look at the daily, the momentum waves are starting to curve up as well. Yeah, so let's look here on the daily chart, and let's look in here. So it does look like it's starting to cut in a little bit, but I mean, I still on the daily wouldn't consider this to be cutting in yet. But since we're seeing the bullish signs on all the other time frames lower than 12 or lower than 24 hours, lower than the daily chart, to me, it feels like we have bottomed. It matches the full moon cycle as well.
Yep.
Okay. And I think we're going to be going back up here soon. What happened yesterday, and I mentioned this earlier, is when you have the $40,500 level and then it dropped $1,000 in 10 minutes and then bounced back up yesterday, for days, I was told they were going to, the financial cartel, which there's people out there, making videos. There is no financial cartel, blah, 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 blah. Well, like I said, I'll say this again. You'd think it's just retail investors moving this market. Have you ever seen the show Billions?
I was about to say, do you understand human psychology?
You don't. Here's what you want to do. You want to be ignorance is bliss. La, 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 la. That's what you want to do if you think there's not powers controlling this market.
Well, just think about it logically. Even if it wasn't your money, even if you were just hired to trade and invest on behalf of a billionaire, and you're investing billions of dollars or hundreds of millions or, hundreds of billions even, you don't think you would get as inside as you possibly could and work together with other influential and powerful people to make as much money as possible? That's exactly how humanity functions at every level.
On every level. But you think this is different because you want to ignore. And look, I've gone through different times in my life. I've gone through different times in my life where I believed in zero conspiracy theories. And I'd be like, you know what? Go show me who are the people? Who are the people sitting in the room making the decisions? And I would see different stuff and I'd just be like, it's just too complicated to start going down that rabbit hole and believing that a lot of this stuff exists. Look at one of the most maligned people ever deplatformed, Alex Jones. Look, I can't say I believe what he says about the frogs, okay? But a lot of the stuff that he has said that people said was extremely crazy, it came true. Conspiracy theories are real. There are people. The only difference is now I actually know who the people are that are making the decisions. And now I can never, ever, ever ignore it or go backwards again. But it's just like when you start going down those rabbit trails, you start getting too much into the weeds. You're like, I just don't. It's too much energy to believe in all this stuff. It's easier to believe that ignorance is bliss. And trust me, because I've been there. But unfortunately, I'll never be able to go back at this point. I've seen things at this point that I wish I had not. So people are already saying I'm getting Epstein. I hope not.
Oh gosh.
I hope not. Yeah, hopefully security cameras work wherever I'll be. So
We're going to get you that whacked tattoo here pretty soon.
that's good. They make an NFT out of it, I guess. China. Here we go. Let's move on. Let's talk about China stepping in. It's amazing. Like, how are people still saying this is not happening when it's literally happening? And this is thanks to our friends here at Coin Ape. I don't know. It's like King Coin, coinape.com. CoinGape. I don't know why they made the G capitalized.
Yeah.
China injects $19 billion. I said $9 billion. Excuse me. China injects $19 billion to bail out Evergrande. Here's how crypto market can benefit. The Chinese real estate giant Evergrande has defaulted on its debt payment, and the fear of the company's payment default has led to a collectible slump in the financial market world. Many believe the crypto market's downturn over the past week was also influenced by the same investors, or by the same as investors rush to liquidate their crypto funds. However, the Chinese central bank has injected 120 billion yuan, nearly $19 billion, in the banking system in hopes of bailing out Evergrande. So what they're doing is they're putting money into the banks that Evergrande is defaulting on. Now, why are they going this way instead of putting it directly into the company? Because they want to own the company. They don't want Evergrande to be able to show it's doing great financially, even with money that they give them. They want to be able to bail out the repercussions so it doesn't affect the market, is they swoop in and take over Evergrande. The CCP. Now, look, this is where we kind of get into the minutia of what a communist country looks like. China owns everything. It's just a matter of whether they're exerting their power of ownership at that moment or not. They can own anything they want. There's no such thing as a private business in China. At any moment, they can step over and say, hey, can you give me that? You're going to need to give me that, or you might fall off of a wall. You guys go check that story out. Look out, Chinese billionaire falls off a wall. That's an interesting story. But anyway, so amid the new insurgence of stimulus in the banking system by the Chinese central bank, several Western banking giants, including HSBC and BlackRock, bought the latest shares of Evergrande debt. Huh. Weird. There's no financial cartel, guys. Doesn't exist. HSBC and BlackRock bought the largest shares of Evergrande's debt.
Weird.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Wait, you mean the hedge fund that's been buying real estate all over the world at ridiculous prices because they want to own all the land? Just bought the biggest share in the Chinese real estate firm?
Yeah, it was 4% of all the real estate in the world. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Who would have thought, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to connect dots here.
No.
Did you connect the dot puzzles as a kid?
Sure. I mean, I
thought they were lame. I never liked. What was your favorite kind of game as a kid? Like a I don't know. You know what I really like? I'll just tell you what I like. You tell me what you liked. After that. I like the find a words, the word finds.
Yeah, like word search.
Word search. I love word searches. What about you?
Yeah, I like those. I'm trying to think of what qualifies as like a kid game, like checkers and chess.
No, like word games, like word scramble. Well, I guess connect the dots isn't like some of you would do in an activity book. That's what
an activity book. Yeah, I mean, I guess I like the word searches pretty good too. That's probably what it like looking for the backwards diagonal kind of words or whatever. But on connecting stuff, I'm actually surprisingly good at Connect 4, like almost unbeatable.
Hey, you know what?
What's that?
There is a Connect 4 game at the axe throwing place next to Best Buy.
There you go.
I went and played it with my friend Brian Clark.
For some reason,
great guy, great, better beard than me, but I'm better at axe throwing.
Some reason, well, that's interesting because we remember what happened when you played with us.
The first 5 minutes was a disaster. I couldn't get one to stick in. He thought he had easy wins, but then I never missed after that.
So that's good. Well, we never did go back and get that rematch after Jay.
Well, we won't be able to get that rematch totally. So
so I guess it's just done for the rest of history.
Well, yeah. Now we can go head to head.
Okay,
crush you.
Let's go.
Evergrande's debt default could prove costly for China. Many pundits have predicted the country would try to stop Evergrande from failing, and their predictions seem to be coming true. Hey, is that me? Many pundits have predicted the country would try everything to stop Evergrande from failing, and their predictions seem to be true. Wow. Itzy Boss says, I'm going to make him a millionaire this year. No, Itzy Boss, you're going to make yourself a millionaire this year, and we're proud of you.
I am.
Now that Evergrande looking at a possible bailout, the crypto market could see a trend reversal from bearish to bullish. Scott Melker, Wolf of All Street, said, sorry to be the guy who asked the awkward question, but when can we expect to see China bail out Evergrande and pump the market? China Evergrande bailout plan could help crypto market. We already know this. We look at how much down it is. XRP down 36%. A lot of people asking me about XRP these days. And we'll talk about that here in a second. China's starting to influx stimulus in the banking system in the end of September, can bring the bulls back to the crypto markets again. Somebody had shown, maybe it was George, can't remember, they were showing how overlapped the 2017 market and this market are at this stage. I think it was him, can't remember exactly what it was, but the chart was phenomenal. And even if you watch my interview with Benjamin Cowan yesterday, if he's right, there's a long, long drawn out pump coming. But if I'm right, according to the 2013 chart, it should be parabolic, just as I predicted here pretty soon. Okay. Over $1 billion in crypto liquidated amid Evergrande concerns. I told you guys not to be concerned about that. Extreme fear for Bitcoin investors. This is the next story here. Extreme fear for Bitcoin investors for the first time in 2 months. Now, also, if you didn't know, the people who have been selling Bitcoin over the last couple of weeks, over the last week, especially over the last 2 weeks, they're short-term holders, which implies two things. The larger wallets that are short-term holders, they are selling in manipulation and dump the market. The smaller wallets, the retail investors, are selling because they're scared, because there are people out there telling them that the market is over. Who are these people? Who are these people that are telling them? Hungry hippos. My hippos died of hunger. We call them hippos here.
Hippos.
Do I get to pick up my finished grill today? No, we haven't heard back from it yet. We're not sure when it'll be done. So, yeah, and you guys know, I want to say this. I feel like I need to say this. Last week, I went and got fitted for the grill. It was a day the market was like really red. But you guys got to understand, we filmed those a couple days ahead of time. And so I don't like to make light when the market's in red and people are losing money. So I don't like, we'll go out like, oh, if Bitcoin drops like, 25%, I'll be like, oh, check out this nice friggin' $12,000 grill I got. It doesn't sound good. So we're going to try to do a little better job of timing that stuff. But we still carry on things. It's not like when the market's red, we're paralyzed over here. But we don't want people to feel like, because you know what? I remember when Superman bought a Tesla.
Yeah.
He bought a Tesla. Maybe it was like summer 2018 when the market was like crashing,
Yeah.
And I just remember I felt like, how insensitive. And so now I've got to think about those things, So you learn from those people ahead. No, the grill wasn't actually $12,000. I think it was eight or nine, maybe 7, 8, 9. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, that's what we learned. Grills, not quite as impressive as you would have thought. Like when you see them, you're thinking $100,000, $50,000 grills. It's like was it 8,000 was one of the most expensive ones they've ever made ever.
They said the most expensive one they've ever done at Grills by Scotty was $21K. So 21,000 was the most expensive one they ever did. So pretty interesting. I mean, look, $21,000 is a lot of money to spend on a grill, especially one that's not a Weber. But the fact is, like when you're watching rap videos and stuff, like sometimes you think, or I don't know, maybe they have them in country videos, you think they're like six figures, and they're really not. I'm sure somebody's got one that's that big. But all right, here we go. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, which reveals the crypto community's general feeling towards crypto, has gone into extreme fear territory for the first time since the end of July. Let's actually pull it up here. This is it right here. So it's at a 21 right now. I don't feel a 21 right now. Do you feel a 21?
No, because we've done this before. Elon posted a really funny thing. It was kind of a video version of that meme with James Franco, and he's looking over on, like first time. And they've got it with like seasoned traders, like not worried like 6%, 2017 hodler worried like 30%. Then it's got the like 2020 new worried like 50%, and then the new buyers like freaking out worried 70%. I think that's a pretty good way of depicting it. When I see the Fear and Greed Index like this, I posted on my Instagram like buy. This is a buy signal when there's extreme fear. Generally, when we're in a bull cycle move still, and people are scared, that probably means it's about to move back up.
Yeah, I mean that's how I'm feeling. I'm not really worried about it right now. It says the popular metric determines the general feelings toward Bitcoin has dropped to extreme fear. The last time was when it dipped below 30,000, and look, this time it dropped below 40,000. It triggered that. So I mean, we're definitely making progress. The results of the index range from 0 to 100. What does extreme fear mean? I mean, it might sound like a concern to most people dealing with digital assets. Not always the case. Many experts in the field believe that Bitcoin being in this state, it's actually a good buying opportunity, and that's exactly what we just said. The Oracle of Omaha, a stupid name, Warren Buffett, previously advised that investors should be greedy when the crowd is fearful, and vice versa. Or as Baron von, I can't remember the guy's last name, as he said, when there's blood on the street, buy. So when there's blood and fear everywhere, buy. Baron von, I can't remember it.
I know it gets credited to Warren Buffett a lot, but I don't
It does,
think
but it's not him that said it.
it's not. Yeah, he didn't originate it.
Yeah, well, I actually know who said it. Commodity Strategist predicts Bitcoin ETF could get the nod in U.S. next month. A Bitcoin ETF could be approved by U.S. regulators as by October, according to Bloomberg intelligence strategist Mike McGlone. So interesting stuff here. They are talking about. Now, I will tell you what I was told. I was told, because you guys remember, I want to say a couple things about this, okay? They said that, or we talked on the channel last week, maybe an ETF getting approved could be the thing that sends the market upwards. Now, still possible, technically, okay? But I was told two things. I was told, number one, I've been up here telling you that Grayscale was going to be the first ETF approved, and I was told I should stop saying that. And the reason is because when it comes to this financial cartel, there are far bigger players than Grayscale. Grayscale's not the biggest. There's the ones that are in crypto. Fidelity, for instance, has an application in. It actually would make more sense from a power perspective for Fidelity to get the first one. So I'm going to stop saying I think it's going to be Grayscale because it might not be. I've been told it probably isn't. The number two thing here is I've been told that an ETF will not get approved during this bull run. The reason is because the upside is too high. The upside for the price is too high. It would shoot up way above $100,000 if that ETF were approved during this market cycle. And we know that's not what the powers that be want. They want to keep it around $100,000 or less. And if it were to shoot up to $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, it would break other markets. And that certainly is not what they want. So I don't think it is going to get approved. So let's move on here. Ripple motion to access SEC employee trade history denied. And I'm surprised by this, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that this was denied. I kind of thought this was going to get approved and this would be the tail of the tape. Now, I'll tell you what I've been told. I'll just tell you. I asked yesterday. I said, look, it's getting, what's today? The 22nd? We're 8 days away from the end of September. And I'm saying it's looking real dicey for this thing to be over in September. Told us still the timeline. So we'll see what happens. If it does happen by the end of this month, I mean, my hope in that with each passing day, obviously, is going down. But look, if it happens in the first or even second week of October, that's not that outlandish. I know we talked about a $4 XRP by the end of September. That was before there was a gigantic market dump here. I think XRP plays in this market dump. I think this is, a final chance to accumulate XRP before we do get some kind of decision on this. But I was under the impression that this was going to get approved, that the motion to get access to the SEC trade history was going to get approved, and that would kind of end the case. But what we could be seeing happening here is we could be seeing this motion denied as part of the settlement. This motion was denied publicly because behind the scenes, the SEC said, we're not going to give you this, we'll just go ahead and end it, possibly. So we'll see what happens there. But it says, Judge Sarah Netburn will not allow Ripple to access the crypto trading history of SEC employees, as revealed in a court filing. A federal judge has denied Ripple's motion to gain access to the trading history of SEC employees. We talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to go, too far into it. We do know that they had talked about, Ripple says they're not going to settle, yada, yada, yada. As this case has been developing, Ripple's been transferring XRP to Jed McCaleb as part of the deal. It most recently transferred $408 million, or 408 million XRP, excuse me, worth over 400 million. Now, here's the other thing. The other thing is that, there's been a story coming out lately that says Jed McCaleb has not been selling anymore. Have you heard that?
Interesting.
Let me pull it up.
What's the number one reason he wouldn't be selling?
Because he knows what's coming.
A big pump.
A big pump. And you know what? I'll tell you what. That would make me feel more like that Jed McCaleb is maybe partly responsible for this lawsuit, because he probably thought that, because look, he got charged with nothing, even though he was at Ripple at the time, and no one in the world has benefited more from Ripple, from XRP, than Jed McCaleb. He's become a billionaire off of his XRP holdings that he was given as part of a severance. Okay. So I think he thought that they were going to lose, and maybe now as it's getting a little bit closer to the end date, maybe he knows that they're not going to lose, and that's why he's not selling. This is the first time ever Jed McCaleb has not been selling. Here it is. Check this out. Jed McCaleb's XRP sales in September still amount to 0. Is he done selling? As per data from XRP Scan, it says that he is not selling 709 million XRP. He's not resumed his sales. He sells them every single month until September 1st. Very interesting, isn't it? Until September 1st, he'd been selling 8.5 and 9 million XRP lumps on a daily basis. He sold 200 million XRP in August. Let's see here. Selling 2.6 billion XRP tokens in 8 months. And now the price has dropped below $1. So it is very interesting stuff here. So people are saying XRP won't settle. They are going to settle. Period. I mean, that's positioning. That's like, if I'm going to fight with somebody, like, you know what, I'm not going to tap out no matter what. No matter what, I'm not going to tap out. But you know what? They get you in a hole and you tap out. Like, it's what happens. They are going to settle for sure. They're going to get a settlement. They're going to get a slap on the wrist. And then when it happens, I want my credit. Okay, let's see. Also, we got this big news from Ripple. Ripple partners with Central Bank of Bhutan to launch CBDC trials. So very interesting. Bhutan, is that formerly Myanmar, I think? Or is that a different country? The Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan will start trialing its digital currency in partnership with Ripple. Japanese financial news outlet Nikkei reports the San Francisco-based company will integrate its DLT into Bhutan's existing payment system. CEO Brad Garlinghouse says the company wants to develop a platform that will allow different CBDCs to reach interoperability. And I keep telling you guys this, that when it comes to XRP, the secret sauce is the RippleNet platform. CBDCs from other countries, as they're launched, they can integrate into that Ripple platform. There is not another platform in the world that does what Ripple does. I hear people saying stuff like, the banks can just do it themselves. They can't. That's the whole thing. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys for months. They cannot. They need this software. They need RippleNet to be able to tie together the entire world's banking financial system. Yeah, it's not tied together.
I don't know what makes people think, what experience they've ever had.
Burma is formerly Myanmar.
With their bank, to think that a bank can just whip up really good cutting edge technology that's like the bleeding edge of anything we've ever seen before. Like, have you ever gone to a bank before?
It's the antithesis of that for sure. So
it's like being like, oh yeah, we don't need UPS. The post office could just do that themselves.
Yeah. Easy.
Why is there a FedEx? The post office can do it.
Why do we need USPS? Pony Express.
Exactly. No.
So, okay. A lot of people saying Ripple said they aren't settling. Yeah. Once again, can y'all stop typing that? I just told you. I don't care what they're saying. They're going to do it. Have you ever seen a court case? Have you ever watched something like this play out? Do you not understand that every single word that comes out of both sides of these parties, out of the SEC and XRP, is all positioning? It's all positioning. You can't take anything any of them are saying at face value. It's all about getting leverage against the other side. That's why these are high dollar lawyers. So, Okay. Ethereum head and shoulders chart pattern puts ETH at risk of dropping to 2K. I do not believe this is going to happen at all. That would mean we would have new lows and some different stuff. Go up a little bit. Who said that? The purple? Crob83 says he works for a bank and he can assure you they cannot. They are slow and 5 to 10 years behind regular tech. So, okay, bearish setup positions Ethereum price to decline towards $2,000. Ethereum's native token ETH rates may have fallen to a 2-month low after slid support around 2,900 based on a classic trading pattern. This is yesterday. This is before it dropped lower than that. And basically, they were showing a head and shoulders pattern, which I don't know, like maybe did play out yesterday. Peter Brandt said the bearish pattern late on September 20th. No successful breakdown below 29.54 could crash prices to around $2,000, but it did happen. We did go below that number yesterday, and we did not. We did not actually crash. We have bounced back up, and right now the price is coming in at $3,000. We're back above 3,000, folks. Here it is, live on air, back above 3,000. And what about DZ yesterday? Didn't he do a great job? Heard a lot of positive stuff about DZ yesterday. So
yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, it's so nice to have that break when I need it,
Yeah.
or when I've got something else to do. So nice to have somebody that can step in for me. So I never thought we'd have that.
Yeah.
But DZ does a phenomenal job. So, did he do a hat reveal or no?
Not yet.
Don't know head reveal.
Not yet. He's helping us push that market cap. Actually, a lot of people really like the market cap.
The market cap's cool. I don't hate the market cap.
Yeah.
I don't hate the market cap. Tommy Louddeal says DZ did terrific. So awesome. Okay, so Ethereum spot setup looks grim, but derivatives data tells a different story. Either price is stuck in a rut, but derivatives data shows pro traders are bullish even with ETH below 3,000. ETH's price fell below $3,000 support on September 20th as global markets entered a risk aversion mode. I'm talking about some ETFs that closed way down. Some analysts pointed to the potential ripple effects of the default of Evergrande, a major Chinese real estate company. On September 19th, Janet Yellen called for Congress to raise the U.S. debt ceiling again in a Wall Street op-ed. Yellen suggested that avoiding this would risk causing the government to default on payments and generate a widespread economic catastrophe. And this is today, actually. One of the major focuses for traditional markets is this week's U.S. Federal Open Markets Committee meeting, which ends on September 22nd. That's today, the meeting the Federal Reserve is expecting a signal. It will cut back its $120 billion monthly asset purchase program. Hey, you know what? I just realized. Right now, by the way, they said Steezy has the smoothest transitions to the like button. Well, I don't know if it's as smooth as 16.7 thousand viewers and not even a 50% like ratio. I don't know that. So you do us a favor, get us to 8,000 likes. Make sure to hit that like button if you're watching on mobile. Exit out of the live chat. Hit the like. And go right back in. If you're watching on a smart TV, which is cool. I'm up on your wall. Big screen, big head. Bottom left-hand corner of your screen. More actions, more options. Hit react. And then like this video. But guys, somebody said Janet Tweety Bird Monster Yellen. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Said crypto wallets coming to Robinhood today, according to Damon. Pretty interesting.
Interesting.
They call him Dapper Damon now. DZ did great. Just a little funny with the confidence boost attempt by saying he bought $75 worth of Chainlink. Hey, we pay real well around here. Yeah. Okay. He had to save up for 6 months to get that $75 worth of Chainlink.
Yeah, that was a funny example. He was just saying, it's a strong project. He buys anytime he has some extra coin to throw at it. So
A little extra coin in your purse.
I knew you were going to go there.
Crob83 says, Ben, your head is big no matter what the size of the TV is. Okay, I can fit that. I like that. I don't mind it. But here's what I want to say about this. Do you remember when this event happened last year? It was a yearly meeting.
No.
This was when Jerome Powell talked about allowing private companies to get involved with the creation of the digital dollar. And that's actually kind of what started the bull run really moving. And then, of course, in October, we got the PayPal announcement. So this was kind of the start of it, the movement. Could we see the same thing today when Powell speaks? Could we see something actually bullish for crypto in the short term? So, yeah, very interesting stuff. Even though the $3,000 level sits at the bottom of range, blah, 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 it still has 210% move. DeFi's got a lot of money in it. Gas fees surpassed $20. Ethereum's kept roughly 60% of the DEX volume. Ether futures Data shows pro traders are still bullish, and this is important, guys, because look, your retail investors, they're not ever going to be driving this market, okay? Ether's quarterly futures are the preferred instruments of whales and arbitrage desks due to their settlement date and the price differences from the spot markets. However, the contract's biggest advantage is the lack of a fluctuating funding rate. These fixed money contracts or fixed month contracts usually trade at a slight premium to spot markets, indicating that sellers request more money to withhold settlement longer. Therefore, futures should trade at 5 to 10 or 5 to 15% annualized return in healthy markets. So, the long and short of it here is we are seeing bullish movement in the derivatives and the futures for Ethereum. So it's not all bad news for ETH. The U.S. is losing the global race to decide the future of money, and it could doom the almighty dollar. Now, here, what do you think before we even get into this story? Is there anything that is interesting about this to you?
U.S. losing the global race to decide the future of money from Time 2030.
Yeah. From Time. This is Time Magazine.
Right.
Remember, they actually just went really bullish on crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Their CEO, super bullish on crypto.
Yeah.
They hired an expert on crypto to come in and help them with their marketing plan. So we're seeing this materialize in not just word, but now written articles. So that was the first thing that stuck out to me, is the fact that this is kind of a story we talked about months ago kind of coming to pass here.
Mm-hmm.
It says, in cities across China, the country's central bank has begun rolling out the e-renminbi, an all-digital version of its paper currency that can be accessed and accepted by merchants and consumers without an internet connection, credit, or even a bank account. Already having conducted more than 5 billion in e-renminbi transactions, can we just call it the digital yuan? China has opened up its digital currency to foreigners. I told you guys this would be a step. This is how China's going to try to get a bigger control of the Asian economy. Next year, when Beijing hosts the Winter Olympic Games, authorities are expecting to let the world test drive its technological achievement. The U.S., by contrast, is having trouble even concluding its multi-year exploration into the possibility of an e-dollar. I don't believe that at all. In fact, an upcoming Federal Reserve paper on potential U.S. digital currency won't take a position on whether the central bank of the U.S. will or even should create one. Can I X out of this? No, I can't. That's so annoying.
Here's the pronunciation.
Renminbi. 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 Renminbi.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? You remember? I'm trying to say remember me. It's not. I can't pronounce it right. Do you remember me? Is that good? I like that.
Nailed it.
They remember all my predictions. I know that. Once a world leader in digital payments and technological innovation, U.S. is being outpaced by its top global adversary as well as the industrialized and developing world. The Bahamas recently announced the integration of its digital sand dollar into a stock exchange. Isn't that an animal?
It is.
Sand dollar is an animal, right?
It's what you pick up on the beach in Panama City.
Yeah, dang right. While Australia, Malaysia... Gonna make a stripper joke.
There was a lot of jokes you could make right there.
We gotta get going today.
Yeah.
Okay, no time for stripper jokes. You know it's serious. We got no time for stripper. Yeah. While Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, and South Africa are moving forward with the world's first cross-border central bank digital currency exchange program, led by the Bank for International Settlements, which is known as the Central Bank of Central Banks. Such developments have been somewhat outshined by El Salvador's recent decision to make Bitcoin a legally accepted crypto, which you expect to make a significant impact in the payment space. Sorry, Maxis. But outside of the crypto space, nations around the globe are making significant strides in the development of the digital future of money, supported by governments backed by powerful central banks. I don't think the U.S. is aware there is a race. That's definitely the way that it seems. That's definitely the way that it seems right now. Let's see. Late to the party, U.S. is stepping up its research and public engagement. It's lagging around the world. But look, I want to say this. I want to bring this up again because we're looking at this, and there are politicians around the world that are smart enough to know that they do need to get going on this. I think right now we're caught in a regulatory environment to where, crypto is being hurt here in the short term. But eventually the clarity that comes out of all this will help crypto. I believe that because it gives us definitions to go by. It gives us, guidelines to follow, guardrails, as some people may say. So I think that is something that we need. I think ultimately it's going to be good for crypto. But let's go back. Let's talk about the space race. I mean, this is the big. Now, we're going to go with the presupposition that we believe that we went to the moon. Right? We're going to go with that. I do believe we went to the moon. I know that there's a lot of people that believe that we didn't, and certainly possible, but I think that we did. So the fact we went to the moon multiple times. I don't know if you guys know that. It wasn't just one time that we went. So a lot of people would be involved in that. But the fact is this. When the space race started, the U.S. was way behind. Russia got to space first, sent a dog up to space, or 2 dogs. It was 2 dogs. Nina's got a shirt. Dogs' names on it. What are their names?
No idea.
Yeah, they're great names. Can't remember. But the fact is that just because we're late to the party, that does not mean the United States is going to fail this race or that we're going to lose this race. There still is certainly time for us to get to a point where we dominate crypto. But it certainly feels like right now that we are lagging behind, and I echo that. But that's why we like to come here and we like to talk. This way it says, where do you think the Transformers movie was shot from? That was a moon joke. There comes a time when we will have to step up and move. That's why we like talking to politicians, and we like speaking at the Capitol in Texas and other places we're looking at speaking as well, because we want the politicians to understand that this certainly is something worth fighting for, and we're going to have to, or we are going to fall behind. And that is a message that resonates with a lot of people. So Space Dog was Laika.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So it was just one dog. I thought it was twin. I thought it was 2 twin dogs or something.
You say this?
NVIDIA?
Look at that.
What?
You said it right.
Oh, why? That's because he gave me the pronunciation.
Yeah.
It's incorrect, though. It's actually NVIDIA.
I was just seeing if you were going to live correct it or in your head, or if you were going to just read it.
I can never remember what the right way to say it and the wrong way is, so that's one. Let's see. Adapt or Die. Payments giant partner with crypto firms to ensure security. MasterCard's upcoming acquisition of CipherTrace demonstrates the need for payment giants to partner with crypto firms to enable digital asset security. I'll go super.
Sorry, it moves.
Yeah. Super cool. Chuck says, I just want to give all of the BitBoy team a collective thank you. You guys are focusing on the big picture, and I respect that very much. Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate it. I think unless you're really focusing on the big picture, this will get really boring real quick. Because how many days can we come on here and talk about the same kinds of news stories and the same kinds of price action? I think it is important that we do look at the larger picture of where blockchain is going. And I think that's something we do well on this channel is balancing out. We don't believe in this hodl till you die message either. We don't believe in this like, hey, let's just ride it all the way through a bear market. Buy at 60,000, just hold it all the way down to the bottom. We don't believe in that. We want you guys to take profits, change your lives financially. Here at BitBoy Crypto, we believe in empowering people to find financial freedom through crypto assets. But along with that, we also look at the bigger picture. Like you guys know the meme that's like, I'm just here for the tech. But blockchain tech is truly revolutionary. We're actually putting out what we're calling a BitBoy special. We're going to be talking about some of that stuff. It's going to be like a documentary style video that I don't know when it'll be out, but we actually recorded some of it this morning. So
yeah, on that note, somebody asked me the other day, like what impacted me the most with Bitcoin and crypto, like what got me so excited about it or how I felt about it when I found it. And after I thought about it for a while, I think the number one impact it had on me was hope. I was very pessimistic about the direction the world was headed before I found blockchain. And once I saw crypto and blockchain, the technology, and what could be done with it, even if it was 10, 15 years into the future, it gave me a lot more hope and optimism for the direction the world was heading, and that we do have a chance to shape that.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm the same way. Decentralization. So before, crypto may not be the thing that saves humanity, but it's the only chance we got.
Right.
When it comes to control from the elites. Guys, real quick though, I do want to give a special shout out here to Altcoin Daily, good friends of the channel.
Hey,
they hit 1 million subscribers.
1 million. That's awesome. Good for
them. They were wanting different people to come stop by, and I was actually out of the office yesterday, so I couldn't stop by for their live stream, but. Congratulations to them. They worked hard on it. This is a great achievement. We love 95% of the people that make content in crypto. So
yeah, and they've always been a good friend of the channel.
Absolutely.
Hardworking guys. They deserve that. That's awesome.
We love hardworking people.
That's true.
Let's see. Okay, so here it is. We'll hit the story. And also somebody said 48 or 49K by Monday. That would be fun.
That would be
Good.
fun.
Let's see. Talking about monitoring transactions, Dave Javons of CipherTrace told Cointelelie he believes that every financial institution in the world will eventually have to monitor crypto transactions and risk moving forward. Yeah, because they're going to push that on people, obviously. Who do you think's driving that lobby? That would obviously be CipherTrace, MasterCard, Chainalysis. So we'll see. I've been very clear about this. I think this is a terrible story for crypto. I hate that MasterCard has bought CipherTrace. That CipherTrace is totally sold out in crypto. And really, I'll just say this. A lot of these Chainalysis companies, they're sellouts to begin with. They're basically snitches. You know, that's what these companies are. Now, sometimes you need Chainalysis. If you got hacked, you want to be able to trace stuff, it's fine. But these companies were certainly developed by people that, you know, wanted to bring in regulation, which we have to accept regulation at this point. But this isn't something we wanted to flow into crypto, you know, in the early days of it or anything like that.
Well,
So,
and they know their number one selling proposition is tracking and data and basically spying on transactions for people. So
now the CEO of CipherTrace saying, we believe one day every crypto transaction will have to be monitored. Yeah, of course, that's what you're selling, you know, snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
Selling that snake oil Chainalysis. So, okay. That super chat just says Los Angeles. I don't know.
Right.
Thank you, OG Spasm. Los Angeles. Moving on here. Coinbase to propose crypto regulations to the U.S. And this is insane.
Yeah.
Once again, this is one of these things that we look and we say, we told you. We told you Coinbase was part of this financial cartel. We told them the whole thing between them and the SEC was smoke and mirrors, was political theater. Now we get this story. So you're telling me right after the SEC tells Coinbase they cannot do their lend program for stable coins because it competes against the bond market, is what I've told you guys. Right after that, now Coinbase's Uncle Brian, he's invited in to tell to dictate crypto regulation to Washington. Weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, there's no financial cartel, though. No that doesn't exist.
Nobody's pulling the string.
Nobody's pulling strings.
Everybody just wants a free market.
Somebody says, when is 7-Eleven going to impose regulations? No, that's a great question. We don't have 7-Elevens down here.
No, they're around, but they're not like they are on the West Coast. You have them like around me, they had them without even gas station, just standalone 7-Elevens.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. I remember those in different places I've visited. Virginia's got a lot of 7-Elevens. Crypto exchange Coinbase is preparing to pitch a proposed regulatory framework to federal officials. The exchange plans to publicly roll out this proposal in the coming days. When reached by CoinDesk, a spokesperson declined to comment. Sorry, I had to dab. Sometimes
nice
you got to dab with it, you know.
I don't think that's a thing anymore, though.
Yeah. You ever sneeze so hard you feel it like in your nether region?
I knew that's where you were going.
God, well, you saw me cringe a little bit. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Feel it in your belly button, right?
Yeah, belly button. That's what I meant by nether region.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on. We got more stories here. The Fed is expected to provide taper timeline hints at key policy meeting this week. Fed expected to delay tapering until November or later, economists say. Who knows? Maybe they could announce it to maybe they say December, and that could be really bullish for a month or two. But this will be happening. CF went into massive short last night. Yeah, he was in here earlier, and he told us he had to close it at a $200,000 loss. So remember that. Federal Reserve kicked off a much anticipated meeting this week. Jerome Powell, Fed chair, promised the U.S. Central Bank will not start unwinding the ultra-easy monetary policies put in place during the pandemic till the economy saw substantial further progress towards full employment and consumer prices stabilized. During the Fed's annual Jackson Hole Symposium last month, held virtually this year, Powell suggested the bar had been met on inflation, and the labor market had made clear progress, signaling the Fed would start reducing its $120 billion monthly purchases of Treasury and mortgage-backed securities. We talked about this earlier. Janet Yellen warning it to raise the debt ceiling. So there's that story. And last but not least, Tom Brady open to earn part of salary in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana. Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady said he'd love to request some payment in crypto. This guy, I can't stand this guy. I hate, he's He's like Gronk. Like, I can't stand Gronk either, but you can't help but love him.
Yeah.
Makes me so angry. Like, can you be evil or something?
Yeah.
Can you not like Bitcoin? Can you be like, I love treasury bonds? You know, can you please?
Is he going to be like the main spokesperson of crypto for the next 20 years? He's like the crypto guy. That'd be fun.
That would be the cringiest thing in the history of mankind for me personally.
Yeah.
Has he got to be in Tampa? Like, how much worse can this thing get?
Yeah.
God. Well, it's like the Falcons game. You know, we were losing 28-25. How worse could it get?
Oh, yeah.
Got a lot worse.
Gets worse.
Tom Brady, the 7-time Super Bowl winner and quarterback for the Bucs, has said he would be interested in receiving some of his salary in crypto. I'd love to request it to get paid in some crypto and, you know, get paid in some Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana tokens. Now, why is he so bullish on Solana? Well, it's because FTX is paying him. You know, he's invested in FTX.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that was given as a part of a package there, right? When you think,
yeah, part of a deal as a marketing part, strategic partner is what they call it. So you get some equity, get some pay, and they know they get a lot more media out of bringing him and Steph Curry and 2 other key people on. You know, so.
Stupid. I'm not even gonna read it. That pisses me off.
Super Cool Chuck said, "Oh, you don't want to read it?
I'm gonna change my name.
Has
This is
anyone
now Bitman
noticed
Crypto.
that BitBoy has TB in the heart of its name? Just saying.
Maybe in the.
Well, he also has Tennessee colors on his car.
Shut up. Please stop. I'm getting angry. Not the new car. I'm talking about the new car when Bitcoin gets over 50,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't talking about it today, but
No.
We may have made up bridges. More on that later. I think it's an amazing thing that happening in the world with the way it's becoming more digital and these digital currencies, along with a lot of, if you look at how the world is going, with all the different digital mediums and how they're impacting crypto. It's not the first time Brady has forayed into the crypto industry. It's an incredible, exciting time in the crypto world, and Sam and the revolutionary FTX team continue to open my eyes to the endless possibilities.
I don't think you've ever sound more depressed reading about somebody with millions of followers getting into Bitcoin.
No, I hate it. Like, I hate that I have to cover this. I really can't stand it. So, you know, I think that, and it had to be this week too. You know, had to be this week. Had to be this guy. Had to be versus us in the Super Bowl. Had to, you know, we were up 19-0 at halftime last year. Like, you know, 9 times in a row, this guy's beat. We've never beaten this guy. Falcons haven't. So
can't spell BitBoy without TB. They say.
I think the closest we ever came was when Matt Schaub was the quarterback.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, we almost beat them. Well, that was before
Naomi,
Matt Ryan was there.
huge Matt Schaub fan.
Really?
Yeah.
No longer on the team. Yeah, Matt Schaub's a good guy. We got Josh Rosen as our backup now. So, Josh Rosen gets into crypto, nobody cares. You know, Tom Brady gets into crypto.
Oh, we
All right.
might be doing an NFT for another NFL player though.
I saw that.
In the
and then we've
works,
got
yeah.
I'm interviewing Deshaun Jackson this week.
Oh, that's cool. I
So
didn't
my
know
wife
that.
said, "Who?" I said, "Honey." This is the way my brain operates. I said, "Honey, you remember when we went and saw the Nutcracker?" She said, "Yeah, it was several years ago, you know." I said, "Remember where we went after the Nutcracker?" She said, "Yeah, I think we went somewhere in Atlantic Station and watched a football game." I said, "Yeah, we went and saw the Falcons." I said, "Who were they playing?" She said, "I think it was a Raven." I said, "Close, honey. It was the Seahawks in Seattle." And I said, "Do you remember as we were walking into the Fox Sports Grill to watch that game that there was a TV on the screen that was playing the Giants versus the Eagles game, and it was a last-second punt, and the Eagles made one of the most incredible comebacks in NFL history. Deshaun Jackson got the punt. They should have punted it out of bounds, and they were." And he said, "No, I don't remember hand that." That's my biggest memory of Deshaun Jackson is when he returned that punt against the Giants. That was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool to see Mike Vick. I'm glad he's like turned his life around. But all right, guys, that is. Somebody says, Ben, how long does Matt Ryan stay in Atlanta? Well, we're 0-2 right now, so 15 more games. That's it. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm going to go hit up London Real with Brian Rose right now. So I don't know if it's out today or tomorrow or whenever, but you guys can check that out. So I got. Be blessed. Way out. Still hate Tom Brady.